Ladies and gentlemen.
Live shows gotta be the tightest shit in the world, especially if nobody knows who the fuck you are. I think that's the most important part about our group, is the fact that we can give it to you on record, but when you see us live, you'll walk away from that if you haven't seen us being like those guys f***ing killed that. But if you know us, you don't lose anything. You gain so much from it. Hopefully you pick up some other project or you buy a t-shirt from that, you know what I mean? Because that's what we're about, making money.
You know, wiling out, what is it, 3-4 years ago at the J-Lib show, watching Dill and Madlib just wreck shop, just murder a crowd, and that's, you know, and it's huge once the crowd knows your shit. Having people walk out being like, those guys were crazy.
It's something definitely to check, because it's getting better and better, and I don't know, man, I'm just excited to see it in about even like a month or two's time, where I think we're doing more shows and more shows are under the belt, and it'll be even crazier when we bring in more elements of what we're dreaming into the mix. And yeah, man, gotta check it. Coming to a city near you.
I don't want to brag, but I think we really try to bring that energy, you know, we try to make it as fun. We try to give you that energy so that you can kind of feel that and give it back to us. You know, we try to create that intimacy so you understand where we're coming from, and just go for it. You know, having Dopey is a huge advantage. It's like a one-up, you know, having a guy who can just stop, control the crowd. We can kind of read it. We can like speed up shit. We can slow it down. We can kind of like change our set a little bit if we need to, and just really take at it. To me, it's paramount. You know, when you hear a record and you're like, man, this shit's hot, and it really works, you want to go and see that. I do. I know I do. You want to go and see that, and that same intensity, and that same, you know, that same energy, that same aggression, that same love, you know. And when it works, that's the best thing ever. There's nothing like it.
The concept is really key for a lot of our music.
Usually we start with a beat. Usually Bronze is like, I got a beat, and we kind of listen to it. And often Bronze has an idea too.
Most of the time with somebody either having a concept or you know, I sit down and I'll craft some joints out previously. Maybe I'll keep it to myself, or I'll keep it a secret for a minute, thinking, what do I want to do with this, and how do I want these guys to attack it?
You know what I mean? Dopey's a world championship turntablist, and Bronze has been making beats since back when.
Literally just being called, like, you know, to come do the cuts, to trying to involve me more with the actual process of building a song, or even basing a song based out of, you know, something that I've done or can do.
We're technical guys, so we think a lot about the construction of a song. You know, I gotta give it up to Book, my partner, you know, the dude that I spent time with in post to make this shit work. Really, it's like the four of us, and then enters another ear to make that shit next level, to make it proper, to make it bang. Because every track sonically has to work together. Really, it's really compartmentalized. A lot of the time, it's not the same. So we might go through something 4, 5, 6, 7 times before it's right. We're family, so there's a lot of good and bad in the process. Bad not meaning, you know, this is shitty. Bad meaning like you got to go through some shit to get to where you want to go with a track or an album.
De La, which, I mean, I think most of us kind of consider De La as like the complete group. De La Soul, huge, man. Like you could hear it in this record, and you could see it in the live show.
You know, we haven't worked with De La yet, but you know, let's never say never, right?
De La is a huge, you know, thing. These were guys who could kind of, you know, they could write a song, they could write a hook, they could make a hit record if they needed to. They could freestyle, they could perform, they could record. They really had to do, you know, all of the different skills that makes one work, you know. I don't think, I mean, me, I'll let y'all decide, but I don't think that I really sound like anyone. But those traits are things that I try to idolize, you know, that I try to take to heart, those things. I think any performer should, you know, in any genre, so.
In reflection to the album, I mean, hands down to probably like the Toronto cats that we kind of grew up all listening to. Socrates, Cardinal, Chaclair, And yeah, I mean, Dilated, huge influence as well, and it's such a blessing to be able to connect with these cats and to get them on a record or on a song with us.
Other artists, I mean, like Common's been a big favorite of mine. Organized Confusion, Outkast. These days I love T.I., Jay, and that kind of ish. Lupe. The new Ev solo record's crazy.
So an honest answer would be the guys that I work with. You know, it would be like Bronze and Roche and Dopey. I mean, that's true, but it feels like a cop out. Maybe it's not. It feels like a cop out.
My brother, Swamp, Bronze, Dopey, you know, these guys are inspiring people to work around. Other crew, you know what I mean, like Bookworm, Pangea, coming up around those guys, being influenced by groups like Cannibal Ox, Dilated Peoples.
Seeing that dynamic of people working together, that synergy, the same creativity, you know, how conceptual they can be, that's something that I think us as Notes, we really take to heart, you know, and say like, yeah, this is a good model for us, you know, and so we try to go and make our own path through, you know, those types of influences and through that type of creativity with, you know, and the same strong work ethic.
You got to know, you know, who came before you, who did it the best in order to do it the best.
You amateurs ain't bad at you on animatronics, just some manic depressive mannequins and Mazda Miatas. You putting out product, they panning it. You panicking your hand on your wallet. You plan on sitting on that platinum profit. You were banking on your banking deposit. Too bad that you bid on some bullshit. That's Canada's problem. South of the border, this rapping shit is packing their pockets. They after the cash, exactly how they fashion their artists. It's hard to manage when you managing garbage. They making mannequins of Manny Fresh and Nelly Furtado when trying to imitate Atlanta everywhere I go. They sample and chop it, mimic it, gimmick it, brand it and shop it. It happens, we bought it, abandoned, forbidden, prohibited, talentless garbage from standing in stardom. Like he ain't bad at it, bagging how we bagging narcotic, but he's still hanging in his bachelor apartment. That's Canada.
First album coming out on BBE, Shot in the Dark. Better cop it before they're gone.
And we'll just get bigger and better. We're good at what we do. We will be around. Yeah, we'll only, you know, whatever the next record will be dope, you know. And this one's dope now, so let's have fun and let's ride this one out.
I can't exactly look at the next thing right now the same way, you know. You'll get it. So we're always in the mood. We're always making something exciting. Check out myspace.com/notes2self and notes2self.net. That's what's next. All right. Thanks, James.
Yo, Pat, you're killing me.
Notes to self.
What are you doing? Stop watching this. Go and cop this record, A Shot in the Dark, by Notes to Self, on BBE Records. All rights reserved.